All right, well, we are back here at AAMI eXchange 2026 in Denver. Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Robert.
How are you? And
Good.
Folks are going to notice how happy you look.
Yes.
And they're going to find out why you look so happy
It's
in
the
just
best
a
day
second.
of my life right here.
It is. This is I'm an also ran in this production now,
Yes.
and people will find out why. But great day.
It's been wonderful so far with the Project Cure keynote. What a thoughtful Dr. Douglas Jackson. What a thoughtful man, and all that he's done to accomplish to save so many lives and get equipment into the hands of folks who need it most
All
everywhere.
over the world, yeah, all over the world. And we're doing the repair-a-thon tomorrow.
Yes.
So folks are going to get a chance to help repair and assess medical equipment, get it on containers and get it all around the world to people who need it. So that was, and it was a really uplifting presentation that he gave. It wasn't just about Project Cure. It was about a philosophy on life of helping others.
It really was, and what I loved is that I think the only limits we put are the limits we put on ourselves. We can always do more, we can help, we can be kinder, and just, missions like Project Cure with the 25,000 volunteers, just amazing.
I thought the two cool, well, there were so many good takeaways, but the two cool takeaways, one, be audacious.
Yes.
Set a goal that no one believes you can achieve, and he shared so many examples of what they've done with Project Cure doing that.
Yes. And then purpose.
Purpose.
Yeah.
Purpose. Find your purpose.
Yes.
Your personal purpose.
Yes.
And live to that. So I thought that was fantastic. So I know you're dying, so we're going to go to our special guest,
So we have
Chaz,
our favorite guest here today.
one of our all-star employees. Chaz has been babysitting our special guest. All right, so who is this?
This is Ish. Ish. And he is from Lifeline Puppy Rescue. And you can adopt these puppies here. And I'm a huge adopt, don't shop. So, if you want to come here and save a puppy, we talk about purpose. Ish can be yours.
Ish,
and
you're scared of the lights, aren't
I know.
you? It's bright in here.
And they have such great demeanors. There's a whole bunch. And if you're here at AAMI eXchange, we have a puppy pavilion this year. You can walk by, hold these puppies, meet them. There's like 5 or 7 of them there. And Ish, sweet boy.
Wait, I think girl, right?
Girl,
Sweet
sorry.
girl.
Oh, I offended her.
All right, I'm not going to stick with Ish. You know what your name is?
Yeah.
Your name is Amy. Your name's Amy. Oh, what a cutie.
What a cutie. Well, hopefully these puppies make you as happy as they make me. Go check them out if you need a mental break from the floor. And, if you're local, maybe you can take one home with you.
This one's mine.
So thank you again to Lifeline Puppy Rescue.
Yeah, I haven't seen you this happy in a long time.
I know.
You're going to be glowing all the rest of the weekend. So
absolutely.
That's fair. Well, to give you time to calm down, I think what we should do is roll one of our awesome visits from yesterday, roll tape, and by the time we come back, you will have regained your composure.
I might still be very happy, though. I'm on a high from that.
Happy, yeah.
So we're going to look at CABMET, the Home Host Association, Colorado Association of Biomedical Technicians, and Association Row.
Fantastic, and here it is.
We're live at another AAMI eXchange 2026. This time we're in Denver, Colorado. We're with the CABMET Association. Barbara Schuff, you're the president, right?
Correct.
So how do you guys feel about AAMI eXchange being in Denver, Colorado?
Oh, it's fabulous having them here in Denver on our hometown team, and we get to meet so many people and just interview with everybody and conversate with them.
Now, Association Row. As we look around, we see a lot of people here. What is one of the great things about being associated with this presentation right here?
I think being a part of Association Row, it's a lot of the other associations in the States. So it's really great to see them in person. A lot of times we're only seeing them online. So it really brings the togetherness with each of the different states and just coming together and not in a non-business environment. It is business, but it's also just like being in a collaborative, friendly, getting to know each other way.
Yes. Now, what are some great things that's happening in the CABMET that you might want to share with the HTM industry?
August of 2027, we're going to bring in the symposium back to Colorado. It's going to be in Aurora, Colorado. Looking forward to that. We haven't had it in the last couple of years, but we're hoping for 2027 to be the biggest and best year yet. Everybody that's interested in coming out to the symposium, hop on the CABMET website, get signed up with our newsletter, and come out to the August symposium. We'd be happy to have you there.
What's that CABMET website?
It's www.cabmet.org.
That's right. And our annual symposium includes a poker tournament and also a golf tournament. So AAMI actually stole the golf tournament idea from our organizations, but we like to share, so
Yes.
it's all good.
Thanks for your time. Wish you guys much success. Thank you.
Wow, we've been accused of stealing.
I know.
I can't believe it.
I mean, our golf tournament is for the AAMI Foundation to fund the next generation.
No, and I won a poker tournament. Once we start the poker tournament, they're really going to think we're ripping them off.
I've actually played in their poker tournament before. It's pretty good.
Did you win?
No. No.
Anyway, we love CABMET, and boy, what an amazing interviewer that was.
Yeah.
Really good-looking man, Brian Hawkins.
Is.
And I wish we could get him in the booth. That would be great. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Look at that. Here he is, the man
Fancy meeting
himself.
you here.
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
We're
Good.
doing well. So take a moment and introduce yourself to folks.
I'm Brian Hawkins, and I work at Trimedics, and I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Good old New Orleans. We were just there, right?
Yes.
That was
sir.
a great AAMI exchange.
Great.
We had a great time.
That's the one yet to be.
Yeah. Well, this is the best one. What are you talking about?
Yes. You're in the booth this year.
Gets better every year.
Hey, you're
Gets
right.
better every
Brian's
year.
first time in
Ever.
the booth with us. He
So-
does all the interviews, but has never actually been in the
I
booth.
know, and we have really appreciated you being out on the floor, meeting with folks, bringing that message from the
Yes,
floor back
yes.
into the booth. But here you are now, and you're
I've made it.
busy being in front of the camera, though. Say a little bit about some of the work you do in front of the camera.
Oh, well, I have a podcast called HTM on the Line, and I also have a nonprofit I just recently started 2 years ago called Elevate HTM, where we try to bring the HTM industry to the young folks.
Yeah, yeah, great work.
Yes.
Yeah, and we've been talking about partnering with people that really share our values. This is a perfect example. He's out doing all the things that we believe in. So, but we've done some cool things together. Talk
Yes.
about that a little bit, Danielle
Yes.
or Brian.
Danielle, want me?
Well, it's your project, so I'm
Okay,
not going
I'll
to steal
definitely talk
your
about it.
thunder. So
Yeah, so I created an Elevate HTM poster series. Actually, I was influenced from AAMI because of the work y'all do with HOSA. So I said, well, I don't know any HOSA schools, but I like that idea. So I created the posters, and I posted them on LinkedIn, and AAMI gave me a call like a day or two later, said, we want to join you. And literally, once you guys came aboard, it's been amazing. I mean, we put them in barbershops, beauty salons, libraries, schools.
Fantastic.
And now we have them in like 14 different states.
it's
Wow.
it's so amazing. And we saw them one day on LinkedIn, myself and our VP of Marketing and Communications, Claudia Daly, and we were like, we need to see if we can work together because the photos, I know we just have one here, and I just want to point out, this is Bryant's son in the photo. This is
and-
Bryant Hawkins Jr.
Folks may not be able to see it because of the glare of the lights and everything, but we'll if you guys can bring up a shot of that, we'll bring it up and you can see it better.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But and then we called Bryant and we made it come to life. So we have a collaborative agreement where through Elevate HTM, AAMI does all of the printing and pays for all of the printing because we know you're a nonprofit, and in exchange, our logo is part of it. And we just want to get them in the hands of as many people as possible because I think our initiatives align, right? Our core strategic goals of promoting, elevating, and standardizing the field. And this can really fall into all of it, but promoting the field and really making sure we have a strong next generation. And a lot of people often say, I don't have the time to go to a high school. And Bryant, like you probably go to like 5 high schools in a day. I don't know how you have time to do all that you do. And I'm just going to share one statistic with you that when we did our State of HTM survey, Gen Zs, so those are people 25 and under, 80% of them, 79, chose HTM intentionally. How does that make you feel with all of the work that you do?
Oh, it's amazing.
You should be so proud.
I'm so proud, and not to go off script with it, but there's a young lady here today from New Orleans, is a student, and she's trying to be into the industry very hard. She's standing right over there. I hate to give her a shout
Hi.
out.
Should bring her on in.
But she's
Yeah,
a student,
come on.
and she's taking notes in the booth. She's trying to get as much information. And
That's
it's
fantastic.
amazing.
Come join us.
Come join us. Come on in.
Pass that. Is that mic live? Can we use the end mic there? Or sit down and join us. Yeah.
Yes, just for a moment. Yes.
Hello.
Welcome. We sort of surprised you here.
Yeah, a little.
And Brian, I appreciate I'm going off script, but I think we make it clear there's no script.
Yes.
I mean, this is pretty loose. So
we
put the
burnt our
headphones on
script
there so they can hear
the
us.
minute we started.
So welcome. Tell us your name.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Anderson. I am finishing up my Applied Associates in BMET at Delgado in New Orleans.
Fantastic.
And I'm here to just kind of explore opportunities and see, where I should go.
Wow.
And what's your connection to Bryant?
Well, I was just over at the TriMedics booth, and
They
there you go.
called me over to meet her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I told them I was recording. I said, just bring her here. I'll talk to her afterwards.
Yeah, and you knew we'd fall
my
for that
goodness.
immediately
Yes,
and get
there you
her
go.
on the air. So.
And now you're a celebrity.
That's
you're
right.
on our show.
my parents are going to be watching this like, what?
Yeah, that's good. Make mom and dad happy. So what led you to choose this direction?
Well, I was working as a food server and I got a little depressed. I was like, I don't want to do this my whole life. So I went back to school and I was thinking just like an electrician in general. And then I had one teacher who's talking to me about doing chemistry stuff. And I was like, well, I'm thinking about electricity. And she said, well, yeah, I can't compete with BMET. I'm like, what's BMET?
Oh,
So, yeah. It
Wow.
The
kinda-
rest is history.
Yeah, it just kind of fell into place.
there
Well,
you
that's
go.
amazing. Congratulations to you. And
Thank
as
you.
someone who's worked in the field, I think Bryant would agree. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. This is the best field ever. You
Yes.
give back to people every day. I think that's why we're out here pumping this, really trying to promote the field, get as many people in the field as possible. But let's talk a little bit more about the posters for a second,
Yes,
then we'll get back to you in one moment. I think our goal is to get these in as many public, so this isn't to hang up in your biomed shop. I just want to be clear. This is to promote the field. So we want to see them in libraries, schools. Bryant sent one to his Barbara.
Yes.
Barbara, I can't with my accent say it.
Barber.
Hairstylist.
Hairstylist. That'd probably be hostylist.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Go ahead.
And Amy does all of the shipping, so if you'd like one, email us at htm@aami.org. We will ship one to you, and we want to see your pictures, hanging them up wherever they are.
Yes.
And our goal is to get them in 50 states and as many places as possible.
Absolutely.
And I have to say, I wasn't involved with this, but it's a great poster. It
Yes.
really very succinctly gets the message forward of why this is a great field to be in. You have a chance
Yes.
to help save lives. And we had a great story from the foundation reception.
Yes.
There's a gentleman there that was an honoree.
Jose.
Yeah, and he was a locksmith. And working with someone in that capacity.
JC Newell, you know JC.
JC,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was her locksmith.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And she mentioned the field to him. And a couple of months later, he decided to take a look into it. And now he is on the path and down at CBET, getting his education. And all it takes is an introduction.
Yeah.
I'll give you a fun story. I was talking to this young man about the industry, and I was talking to his father also. Well, the dad was so impressed. The son didn't go into the industry, but the dad now is a biomed tech.
Oh my goodness.
He was amazing. So like you said, you don't know who you talk to
It's
and
true.
where it can go.
And just one conversation creates an opportunity. It's an
Yes.
opportunity that people didn't have because it's awareness, right?
Yes.
They
Yeah.
didn't know this career existed. Now they have an opportunity. I think that's what's so magical. And speak a little more. You have 9 posters?
Yes, we have
Yes.
and all of them are HTM professionals.
Yes.
Of course, I picked my son just because.
That's why we had to bring in your son. But there's also a lady on top of a
Yes.
CAT scan,
Yes.
like
Maria
working on
Denson.
it.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
It's MRI unit.
Oh, an
she's
MRI, sorry.
And,
That's okay.
But I'll tell you one thing I always tell the kids about these posters is each job comes, the job we have in this industry is one of few has a purpose and a paycheck.
Yeah.
Some jobs have purpose, teachers, but unfortunately they don't get the compensation. But in this industry, you get both. And
Right.
that's what I think the driving point is behind these posters, is just to get the awareness out. And I've literally watched it standing in the back with someone coming to the barbershop and look at it and they reading it and then they scan it and they say, I never heard of this. And then I come out, step to them and talk to
And
them.
that we're cutting in the shot of it. It says the career you never heard of that saves lives.
Yes.
I loved that lead in
Yeah.
on the poster. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And is that really what sucked you in? What made you decide? I know you said that you heard of BMET, but what about it particularly that made you say, this is what I'm going to do?
Well, I've always really liked working with my hands and repair and just trying to figure out, like, there's an issue, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to get in there, I'm going to figure it out. And the fact that I can do that and it can save lives at the same time is just really important. And I promise, if I had seen a poster like this at anywhere like in life, I would immediately be scanning that link. I'd be like, oh yeah, this is something I want to do.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I definitely think they need to be printed and everywhere.
What great validation.
Well, maybe we'll we printed some extras, so would you like to take one home with you?
I would love that.
We go back to the AAMI booth and we'll get you a poster.
Okay, that'd be
That's
awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
she lives in New Orleans, so she
I
can
guess,
get
well,
plenty.
he has a
You have the whole
box, so
state
yeah, there you
paper.
go.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Well, it's kind of humid down there. You
Yeah,
might have
they
to
might start
replace them every
curling.
once in a while. Yeah. So tell people how they can get this again if they're willing to take these posters and put them up in their area. Do
Well-
reach out to Amy?
Yes, Amy.
Yep, htm@amy.org, and if you find Bryant can get in touch with me, but
Yes.
we have a whole process for how we ship them to you. So yeah, again, they're not for your biomed shop, they're to put out, and please take a picture. We want to see them all over the world, and tag Elevate HTM and Amy, and hopefully we can get this career in front of thousands and thousands of people.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both for being here.
Yes.
And good
Thank
luck
you for
in your
having me.
career. You've chosen
yes,
well.
thank you. Please,
Thank you for
please
having
stay
me.
connected to Amy throughout your career.
I will. This is my
And I'll
first
tell you
time
what.
here, but
Which camera? Look right into that camera over there and say, hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
All right. There you go.
Can I tell
Make
my
them
mom and
proud.
dad hi too?
Yeah,
Hi,
of
Mom.
course.
Hi, Dad.
Of course you can. Thanks for being here.
Thanks,
We
guys.
really
I appreciate it. All right.
What a fun story. And
Oh my
great to have somebody that's entering the field fresh.
Yes. What a
coming
fun
in
surprise
and
guest.
validated your poster.
Exactly,
If she'd seen it, she would have
exactly.
scanned it. So that's
what
we
we're
needed.
going for
All right,
here.
so I'm going to put the schedule in front of you. What's next?
So now we're going to cut to our GE Healthcare in-booth
Oh, good.
interview, who
Yeah.
also sponsors this whole show. So
Right.
thank you to GE Healthcare,
There it is.
who's up
There it
behind
is.
us.
All right. Well, thank
And
you to
Ricardo-
GE Healthcare. Yeah. Let's share our visit with them.
We're live here at the GE booth, AAMI Exchange 2026. We're sitting here with Mr. Pat Rice and Mr. Chris. What is one of the great things about exhibiting at AAMI Exchange 26?
I love the energy around and the passion about folks who either support HTM teams or getting to meet with HTM teams, and just their passion for the mission of taking care of people who take care of patients.
Yes, right.
Yeah, it feels like a family reunion every
Yeah,
year. It's
yeah.
You get together, you see the folks who've been in the fight all year long in the basement, grinding it out, having a lot of QBRs together and solving tough challenges. But to be here and celebrate the work and look ahead at what's possible, all of that just feels like a really cool family reunion.
Celebrate the heroes that do the heavy lifting
Yeah.
for all that. Yeah.
Yes,
So great.
very much good. Now I'm looking at this booth, it's amazing.
Thank you.
What are some of the great features you can share about this booth with the HTM community?
Go ahead.
Well, there's so many things we're excited about. Obviously, we have our own CT Sphere experience that we're creating. You're talking about proactive, really the thing that sees into the future of the device. Can we tell you and predict when failure is coming before it happens? And so we're really excited about that. And we're excited not just in CT, but many other modalities, MRI, interventional. I mean, we're building products to be able to see the future that, really it's going to tell the clinician that there's something that needs to be addressed before patients are impacted and disrupted. And, that's really what we're most excited about, the kinds of things like that they deliver real outcomes for patients. And so I'm personally really excited about that. And there's a lot of other things I'm excited about, but how about you, Pat?
Yeah. I mean, on the equipment side, this relentless pursuit of no unplanned downtime to make sure the asset's always in a planned way to take care of patients, yes, we've got a great example. But I think we're a unique partner in that we can do OEM and technology solutions and be a comprehensive service provider and help in a lot of different ways, help different organizations. And I think we've got all that on display here today, and it's really cool.
Perfect.
I love that. I mean, from an in-house perspective, I think there's so many things in here that if you're an HTM leader, if you're a biomed, you go, oh my gosh, that's really going to help me. That's going to make my life easier. That's going to help me make decisions, diagnose things better, faster. So I'm excited about that as well. And the world is changing so fast, and the buzz around AI is overwhelming. And I think being able to bring real insights rather than just a flashy tool or a thing, I'm really excited about that as well. So we're talking about that with our customers and partners.
Well, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
We will.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, appreciate it.
All right, fantastic. I said, let's go our visit to GE. It's Bryant. It's
Yes.
not us, but they were in the booth yesterday.
Yes, they
so
were.
We're just doing so much, it's hard to keep track of who we talk to where. So.
Yes.
And now we have another longtime Amy friend in the booth. How are you,
Yes.
sir?
I am wonderful. Thank you very much.
Good. So introduce yourself to our audience if you need to. They may know you.
My name is Ty Greenhall, and I am with Armis from ServiceNow.
There you go. There you go.
So Ty, we love having you in the booth. I think you're here every year.
I think so.
And you always give such a riveting presentation about cybersecurity, AI, and we appreciate your collaboration with AAMI over the years. I think we're about to start our 3rd or 4th 6-part webinar series.
Yes.
So, and you are just a wealth of information. I love listening to your webinars. So does the community. You get high attendance. I mean, some of the highest webinar attendance we've ever seen. So we're going to do another one. Cat's out of the bag. So, but before we get to that, you know, you and I had a conversation yesterday. You were kind of going to some sessions about cybersecurity and AI. And what is your perspective about the industry right now and where we all stand on all of that?
Well, obviously, you know, it's the buzzword, right?
Yep.
It's AI and everything. And I'll tell you, I went to several sessions, and they're great sessions. The Prajita from BD did a great like AI cybersecurity, just kind of an overview. And then we had Stephen Grimes and Mike Powers.
Yep.
They did a presentation, AI-based medical technology, where, I mean, those two, fantastic, right? They are just pillars in the community, and they talked about how wrappers are going to be used around AI to help BMETs with their processes. And so that was very interesting. And then
and Ty, I'm sorry to cut you off. Get that mic a little bit closer there for you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Eat the mic.
Okay, super.
There you go.
And then we had smarter prompts, which was this morning, how to use AI and how to get your questions in, basically. And I thought that'll be very useful. And then TriMedics had another presentation on AI. So lots of presentations on AI and how it can be used, but they didn't really get into a lot of detail because they only have so much time and you can't boil the ocean, right? And so that's why I'm super excited about this webinar series, because we'll be able to take all the topics, and the questions were so good, and kind of drive into them a little deeper so that the HTM world can understand why AI is going to be so important to them.
And we recently did a State of HTM survey, and I think I told you this. Only 22% of the field felt that AI was going to affect them. How do you respond to that statistical data?
Well, it makes sense, because when you think about how people are using it now, and the way people understand AI is, you've got the frontier model of Claude or OpenAI or whatever, and you're typing in your prompt, and yeah, that's kind of interesting, and it gets me some information, but that's not what's being constructed kind of in the background, and what's really on the forefront of technology that's going to be used to augment their day-to-day work. And I don't think they understand that, but that's what we're going to do in this series.
Perfect.
We're going to uncover this so they can say, oh, that's what a wrapper is. That's what it's going to do.
Well, I think that's so critically important. Danielle and I were talking a bit about that yesterday. Even if it's embedded in a product or service you already use, it's important to understand how these things work, what's very good about them, what might be a shortcoming, et cetera. And you guys, folks iron a lot of that out on the back end. But increasingly, we recognize that critical thinking and how you interact with AI is so important. And so I think awareness, even if it's baked into what you're already doing, awareness of how AI works, what it's doing, is going to be critical for HTM folks, even if they're not coding those applications themselves or interacting always directly.
Yeah, so the presentation tomorrow at 9:15, for those who are going to be here, we're doing a presentation here. It'll be an overview of the whole series, and if I could just kind of run through some of
Yes,
these.
I was going to ask you to do that, so
Okay.
I'm glad you were prepared to.
Super.
One last question I have to ask.
So I think, first of all, my premise is, based on your earlier comment, that there is no way HTM is going to be successful, AI is going to be successful in a hospital if HTM is not at the big boy and the big girls table. And when I'm done kind of here, it will make sense, but you have to be. So we're going to need to embrace AI and understand how it works, so that we can put our knowledge into the AI. And so people have heard of Mythos.
Yes. Yeah.
So everybody's like, ooh, Mythos is by Anthropic that did some things from a cybersecurity attack perspective that were unprecedented. Now, Anthropic's always hyped its other models of Haiku and Sonnet and Opus. The world's coming to an end. Great marketing, by the way.
Yeah.
But this is more powerful, and so it's finding more vulnerabilities, and
Right.
and so that is going to ramp up the blood pressure of all leadership in the hospital to say, we've got to have AI defend against the new AI.
Right. And for folks that don't know, Mythos was a white hat
Yeah, maybe you should
platform.
quickly explain
Yeah.
what that is for
And
people who are
designed to be a
listening.
cybersecurity tool, but
So
what
right,
it
so
uncovered.
the mythos from Anthropic, they said, was so powerful that they could only release it to a few vendors,
Right.
large vendors, and use it to try and help clean up the attack surfaces
Right.
that we have, and they were controlling it so the bad guys didn't get it.
Right. And
But-
because it found so much more than they expected to find.
Correct.
Right.
And so there's a benefit and a problem in there. The first of all, it's code as an attack surface to just be. It's like we talk about medical devices being an attack surface, right? Or gateways, but this is code as an attack surface because Anthropic is known for code. But the problem is now you're going to find all these vulnerabilities, but they're not all critical. And there's no clinical context around them, and you don't even know whether they're reachable. So if you're just going to get this list of 1,000 vulnerabilities, that is the last thing the HTM department wants. So it's not all like good to be able to use this technology. You have to control it and use it in a certain way. So we're going to talk about how to do that, but also I've heard several people talk, even in the conference today, about the silver tsunami, right?
Yep.
That's coming up, and for those, I think everybody knows what that is, but basically a large portion of our brain power and knowledge is going to walk out the door here soon, and AI has the ability to capture that and put it into these domain-specific agents, agentic AI, and have that support the HTMs in their break fix or their compliance, and all these agents will be built by the HTM team. And so you need to understand how they're built, what compute means, what tokens mean, what inference, the 5-layer stack from Jensen Huang from NVIDIA, so all these things we're going to go over in the
That's fantastic.
And I'm sure you're talking a foreign language to a lot of people listening, so that's why this webinar series is going to
Exactly.
be so valuable to them.
Exactly.
He's talking my language,
Yeah.
and I still want to come.
Yeah,
I want
there
to
we
see
go.
this. Yeah.
I personally can't wait. I mean, I know that I moderate them. Sometimes I get so engulfed in what you're saying, I forget to do the questions because I'm just listening and learning so much.
Yep,
But
yep. It
you know,
happens.
thank you. You know, all these years, no matter where you've worked, you've always been so supportive and just really want to educate the next generation on these hot topics. And you know, a big thank you to Armis from ServiceNow for sponsoring this next series. So do you want to go through the 5 titles of them? Quickly?
Sure.
Have them?
Sure,
Yes.
got them right here. So the first one, so this is going to be starting on July 15th,
Yes.
and it's going to run through November 18th. And the first one is AI and Healthcare Technology Management, a practical blueprint for skeptical HTM.
There you go.
Yeah, so again, that'll probably be a higher,
Great
higher.
way to start.
Good,
Yes.
Great way to start. And then we'll move into the new clinical threat landscape and how HTM can move from defense to preemptive care. And then we're going to move into secure by design, which is embedding cybersecurity for medical devices before medical devices hit the floor. And this is going to be for MDMs and HDOs.
Great.
Because the MDMs, the ability to see the code as it's being created, sort of like the example I would use is, not that you would ever use ChatGPT to check your papers and make suggestions, but you might come back with some punctuation and then say, oh, this closing paragraph isn't strong enough. Try this closing paragraph, right?
Yeah.
With code, it can do the same thing. This multi-factor authentication code is not strong enough.
Right.
Try this. This prompt is not strong enough for indirect prompt injection. Use this code instead.
Yeah.
And so to be able to do that while you're producing the code while you're a manufacturer is great.
And we have the MDMs as part of our membership.
Exactly.
So we'll get them all, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's some for everybody. But also, even in the for the HDOs, what again they're going to learn this is when you create an agent, and we'll go into the architecture of this. It requires a harness, and the harness controls what the skills and the triggers are for the agent to do. You got to limit it. Otherwise, this thing is going to go nuts.
Yes.
But the harness actually has language in it that can be hacked, and so you need to be able to have the AI read the code in the harness to make sure that they don't hijack your agents and make it go do something that you definitely don't want it to do within your organization.
And I would say to folks watching, if you don't know what harness means, if you don't know, if I say MCP, that doesn't mean anything to you, that first webinar is for you.
Yes.
Start
or
there.
all of them, yes.
Start there. This is a language you have to learn and understand.
And then we're going to go for number 4 is patient safety scorecard for cyber exposure and solving the last mile of clinical risk. And then the last one really working on the future of clinical engineering and manual tasks to AI-driven expense management, because there's also a side to this where, I don't know if you heard, but Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of Microsoft, just canceled a whole ton of their license to Anthropic. And the reason being is because the tokens, which you'll learn all this in the webinar, they're too expensive. And so they fired a bunch of people and they said, we're going to have AI do it, but now they're using AI and the AIs are burning through the tokens so fast that it's cheaper to have the people. And so if you're not using your tokens appropriately with a combination of workflow and tokens and agents, you'll burn through your money too fast and you won't be successful with an ROI. So again, these are all things that the HTM, we need to understand. So as we design these automated triage, supply chain, accountant type of agents, that we're doing them thoughtfully.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just riveting. And so the whole webinar series is free. You can sign up for the whole thing at once. You don't have to sign up for each individual one. And again, it starts July 15th. We're kicking it off through November, 5 webinars total. And we're so excited. I mean, I'm excited. I can't imagine the rest of the field, but you know, we'll all be there. So Ty, thank you again for always sharing your knowledge with us, being such a great AAMI supporter of me. I feel like I've loved working with you over the past,
me too.
8 years that I've been here. So thank you for all you do and just continuing to come up. I find it's pretty amazing because it's a lot of content that you develop, and every year you come up with a brand new slate of 6 webinars with all this content. It's a lot of work, and I just want to make sure you know it's really well appreciated.
Well, thank you very much. You're very kind, and thank you for the opportunity to contribute, sincerely.
All right, well, thank you for being at the show.
Thank you, and thanks for being here. Always riveting, but I'm tuning in for those. I love it. So what's next?
We are going to the FSI interview.
Oh, very good. All right, well, without further ado, let's roll tape.
We're live at eXchange 2026, Denver, Colorado. We're sitting here with FSI. Introduce yourself to the many people who may not know who you are.
Hi, I'm Joe Stockman with FSI. I've been with FSI 23 years. The company's been around 24 years. We started as a data collection company and eventually created the leading healthcare CMMS. So that's what we're here to exhibit.
Hey, Joe. Now, FSI has a great presence at AAMI all the time. Why is it, or what makes it so exciting for FSI to want to exhibit at AAMI?
AAMI lets us bring out our big booth. Some of we love doing the regional shows as well. Sometimes you're stuck with the smaller stuff, but we bring out the big guns for this show. We have lots of swag to give away. We actually have our road show inside. We've been taking that around the country, visiting different hospital departments on the outside. We actually brought it inside to the eXchange this year, so lots of exciting stuff. We got 4 demo stations. At certain points, they were all filled with just people loving what we're doing, looking at our software, seeing how we do things differently and more modern. So
awesome. Now, FSI has many things it's doing. What is one of the great initiatives that FSI is doing in 2026?
Yeah, one thing we're doing, we really beefed up our HTM cohort, and what that is we take a group of our BMET customers. We meet with them on a regular basis. We get ideas from them on what their challenges are, on a day-to-day basis, on a year-to-year basis, and then we improve our software based on customer feedback. We have a product team. I'm part of the product team with a number of other individuals. Our job is to listen to customers and see what they want, see what they're, how to improve the software. So we're getting feedback on things like contracting and contract value, company management and model management, and having those things cascade down to all the assets. Just things with downtime and tracking downtime and cost of a large piece of equipment going down. So we're just, doing things to automatically, track how customers are using it, to take it out of the hands of someone remembering to do it manually and have it do it automatically. So.
Okay, great. Always great to see you, Joe.
Yeah, great to see you as well.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
See you at the next one. Thanks.
Wow, there are so many great things to see on the expo floor this year.
Yes, our floor's been bustling. It's so amazing. Such great vendors, such great participation from everyone here. And I don't know if we mentioned, this is our highest attendance post-COVID.
I don't know if we did, but
yeah,
you just
I think
did.
It's worth
there you
doing
go.
It. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's been a banner year. So, and one of the great things about this year is all the incredible partners and experts we have.
Yes.
And here's another one.
And our award winners.
Oh, wait a minute. We need some repair.
Oh.
Hank, we were going to Hank and there's a failure.
He's
troubleshooting it right now. You fixed it.
I did.
See, that's a great thing about AAMI
That's a great clinical
Exchange.
engineer.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
have changed your whole life for this moment.
As a manager, they don't let me fix things anymore, but that was a real thrill for me to be able to fix something.
Yeah, so just push your mic up, Hank, a little bit, please.
Okay.
Yeah, get that as close as you can.
Yeah.
Get
All
close
right.
to it.
I should remember that from last time.
That's
I
right.
know.
This
Well,
is not your first rodeo.
That's
Yeah.
right.
With
Thank
us.
you both.
Yes.
Great
So
to see you again.
You are HTM, the Robert Hughes, sponsored by Trimedics, Leadership Award winner this year.
Thank you very much.
And I couldn't think of a more deserving person to win this award. So for people who don't know, Hank and I Hank was my mentor at VA Boston. I've known Hank since I was a puppy clinical engineer right in school. And I just feel so honored to have you in the booth here today, because I feel like a lot of my success in my career is attributed to you. But I think today we're here to celebrate your successful career. So let's open it up, because I think you've been so innovative when we talk about the VA. And why don't we just back up and you talk about how you started in your career?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Robert. And thank you all for listening in. In fact, I went over to Trimedics to thank them for sponsoring the award, and I met Rob and Stacy and talked to them. And they did ask, what was it like early in my career? And early in my career, the VA was a bunch of individual little fiefdoms. Each hospital was run by a CEO, and they ran it the way they wanted. But over the years, the VA evolved to realize that a regional approach to healthcare made much more sense. And in 25 years ago, long time ago, folks, the visions were the VA structured into what was called visions, or regional programs. And I realized that was a real opportunity for clinical engineering to work together at the hospitals, because the vendors that you're seeing here today, they were taking a more regional approach to their management of and supervision of equipment. So I organized the 8 medical centers, different medical schools, different CEOs at each one of those 8 medical centers. And as I was telling the folks at Trimedics, it was a real challenge. It's hard to be innovative in any field. I have to tell you, in the federal government, it's equally,
makes it a little more challenging.
It does, Robert, to be quite candid.
It does.
To turn that ship around, you really have to have some good ideas. And luckily, when you mentioned mentors, I had people in the VA in an executive role that were my mentors, that told me how to approach it, how to approach the different CEOs. VA Maine is very different than VA Connecticut, but at the same time, we're all supporting veterans. And the key to the success that I feel I have is, that was my guiding principle. Why is this change going to benefit our country's veterans? And when I explained to them about consolidated purchases of equipment, consolidated services of that equipment, it resonated with the CEOs, and they said, let's give it a shot. And it really was remarkable, because things I didn't realize were going on in the VA. If a patient got a CT scan up at Togus, Maine, and then was referred down to Boston, they did another CT. And I never realized that. And think about the waste associated with that.
Yeah,
exactly, Danielle.
Yeah.
But by working with the radiology group, Togus, Maine, and the next cycle got the same CT that Boston did. And that Togus VA Maine group was trained operationally with the Boston group. And the service guys in biomed were trained at the same time. So when that patient now was referred to Boston, they could call up that CT and trust it and not have to do a repeat things. So consolidated clinical engineering had a lot of clinical impacts that even I didn't anticipate. And the clinical staff very much appreciated that because there is, New England's a small area. There was a lot of transfers among the nurses and docs. And by standardizing the equipment, they knew how to work the equipment. Zoll's here today, we standardize on Zoll defibrillators. We brought everybody into Zoll headquarters to operationally learn how to use the defibs, operationally what's a better procedures for CPR. The next day we brought in the biomeds for servicing the Zoll defibs. And we did that with ventilators, anesthesia machines, CT scanners, MRs. And I'm very proud of that success that you continued when you were at Boston, Danielle, and Ashley O'Mara's doing now as division leader. And it heartens me. Meg Friel, who runs the entire VA system for biomed, she trained at the Boston VA with us, and that's the model of success that she wants to see the other VAs have. And you're seeing that in the New York area, the Washington, D.C. area, where we're working closer together. This booth is sponsored by GE. GE has, EKG machines and the Muse system. It's in all of our VAs, but it's not in all of our VAs. The one Muse server may be located in Boston, but it services all of VA New England. And, that's a challenge when you talk about how's my career changed. When I started, the problem was right here in front of me. It was just one simple box, we could take care of it. Now when you have a problem, you may have to contact another VA because they've got the server at that location. That's a huge change for us to have gone through because that meant we had to really be able to work with those site managers to be able to fix things.
And and I just want to say, you're such a pioneer. So for people like, Hank created the first consolidated VISN HTM or clinical engineering program in the United States for VA, and it started in New England because of Hank.
It's amazing.
And all the other VISNs have followed in the VA after that. And having worked in New England, I can say that really, the implications for patient safety are we're saving patients by doing that. Now, because they're consolidated, you can share staff, you can share nursing. All the equipment's the same. You're not trying to, and that means the disposables and the parts. You're not connecting the wrong pads to the defibrillator. There's less incidents. It's unbelievable. And you really created such a team. We all covered for each other when someone was out. Talk a little bit about that, the camaraderie that you created.
And that was the key. Again, remember what I said, focus on the veteran. So if my manager, and this did happen, my key manager at VA Connecticut had to go out on an extended medical leave. What did we do? The chief from Togus, Maine, White River Junction, Manchester, Boston, we all went in there on 2-week details to make sure that the biomed services in Connecticut were not negatively impacting the clinical staff or the patients. And why and how could we do that? We did that because we had the same medical equipment management plan. We had the same equipment. We worked with the clinicians at a regional level. And it was the real strength. If we had a big installation, we could send biomed techs to those hospitals. And like I said, Ashley O'Mara's continued that effort that when we have vacancies, we can help each other out. And again, the unexpected outcome of it pulled the clinical staff together too, because they never used to work closely together because that's not how the VA was built in our little fiefdoms.
Or even HTM in general, a lot of times it's siloed.
And even HTM in general. And all of the VA hospitals are affiliated with the medical schools around the country. All the medical docs, at some point, I think there's like 80% of them rotate through the VAs. And so we're setting a pattern of care of excellence that they see, and they wonder how come this isn't happening where they work. When you say the hospitals don't work together, I have to tell you, Harvard Medical School and Yale and Brown and Dartmouth, they don't necessarily want to work together either. So it was hard to bring some of those docs together.
Right.
Yeah. They wanted, I want a Philips CT, I want a GE CT, and to get those folks to work together as radiologists to come up with a common product was tough.
Right.
But then they saw the benefits long term.
Yeah.
And also we think about service contract negotiation.
Absolutely.
When you look at capital negotiation, it saves money too when you're doing a bulk buy, a consolidated service contract.
Absolutely, Danielle. You have 8 separate contracts. Why?
Yeah.
Now you have one contract.
Yeah.
And also that gives us more leverage with the companies. They're not just buying equipment for the Boston VA. You're buying equipment for VA New England.
Right.
And that gets their attention, folks.
Yeah.
So Hank, you just earned one of the most prestigious recognitions in the industry. That doesn't mean you get to retire.
I realize that.
But I want to ask you a question that you might want to help us all answer before you do decide to retire. And I was just having a conversation with a friend, Mark Lowry from Renew Biomedical. And we're talking about, because of Danielle and all of you and what everyone's doing, we're getting a lot of techs into the field. We're getting a lot of folks in.
Yes.
The next challenge is management. Moving those folks up in their career to manage other technicians and ultimately up into leadership. So you've had such a successful career, such an impact on folks. I hear it from Danielle all the time. She talks about you. What do you think are the most important skills for our technicians, our folks that are maybe early in our career, skills or knowledge or attributes that they really need to work on to be the leaders of the next generation of HTM?
It's a great question, Robin. I just had a sidebar conversation with somebody. The Lord has given us 2 ears and 1 mouth. There's a reason for that. I think the most important quality for a leader and a future leader is to listen. The VA's undergoing some changes in structure now, and they have to decide how to go forward. My messaging to them is listen to the field, get advice from everyone, and then of course you have to make the decision. But that was the favorite part of my job, was the mentoring and the training and the intern programs. You know, we developed the co-op program with BU, with Wentworth, and certainly with the Yukon program. You know, we were an early adapter of that to realize that was going to be our farm team. But that meant that you had to mentor those folks and show them the necessary skills to succeed. And the key is to listen. I don't come up with all the good ideas that I implement. I steal them from everybody I can. When I spent the day in Washington, D.C. with you and Danielle, Robert, I came back with a few good ideas. When I leave this AAMI conference, I have a page, at the last page of my book that I take notes on, good ideas I want to implement. And that's the beauty of this community. It's not just the educational sessions, it's not just the vendors, but it's the networking with people, and you can ask them, hey, I'm having this problem, how would you resolve it? And listen.
Yeah, fantastic. I appreciate that. That's a great answer, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Congratulations again on your recognition.
Congratulations, Hank. And thank you for all you've done for the industry, the VA, and HTM in general. We're lucky to have you.
I'm really touched. Thank you so much.
And I want to reinforce, you don't get to retire now.
I understand that. I'm still looking forward. I'm a runner. I'm a runner, Robert. I don't look behind. I look forward.
We should still have a 10 and a 20-year plan, I think. All of us.
You know, as Robert De Niro said in The Intern, I don't think a 10 or 20-year plan would apply.
It doesn't mean you get to do all of it, but how can you plan otherwise?
We did just sign a 5-year contract with the VA to support them.
Fantastic.
So I'm very excited about that.
5 more years?
I'm going to try. I'm going to pace myself. It's a marathon. It's a marathon, Danielle.
Not a sprint. There you go.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank you, Hank. Congratulations.
Really appreciate you being here. All right, Danielle, so what's next? That was great.
Yeah.
And you do really talk about him all the time, share stories, mentoring that took place, and I would say to young people, like I was asking him, find a Hank. It's so important. Find someone that's going to mentor you and inspire you and help you. And those more senior leaders or more senior professionals want to help. It's one of the great joys of being someone with some experience in the field or more seniorities that can turn around and help young people. So don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, and again, I attribute my whole career to the people that took the time, people like Hank, to mentor me and help me and make me see things that I probably would have never seen that way. So
because so much early in your career, you have to accumulate technical expertise.
Yes.
And then you have to accumulate perspective.
Yes.
And you get that from folks like Hank.
Absolutely.
So cool. All right, so what's next?
We have Philips.
Oh, very good.
We have the Philips booth.
All right, very good. Let's roll that.
We're live at the AAMI Exchange 2026 in Denver, Colorado. We're at Philips' amazing booth. Guys, introduce yourselves first to the HTM industry.
Glad to have you here, by the way. I'm Scott Silva. I lead the Service Solutions sales team across the United States.
Anthony Locascio, I'm the Chief Technology Officer for Patient Monitoring.
All right, thanks guys. So, Philips is always at AAMI Exchanges. What is one of the most exciting things about exhibiting at AAMI Exchange?
Yeah, we truly love exhibiting at AAMI Exchange because the growing in-house HTM organizations are ones that we're trying to partner with and augment and share our capabilities with them as they continue to grow in the marketplace.
Right. Awesome. Now, Philips does a lot, we know, within this industry. what is some of the great things Philips are doing in 2026?
We're really spending a lot of time here talking about cybersecurity and why it's really important for clinical engineering and for biomeds. So what we're showcasing here is how we maintain our equipment. So looking at asset management as well as encryption, how we handle patching from an application and an OS standpoint. Really, how do you keep things current so that you're not running into problems and you're staying ahead of the bad guys.
Guys, thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of the show.
For coming by.
All right, sir. Thank
Awesome.
you. All right, thanks, man.
Wow, great to see the Philips booth. They have a great booth this year.
Yes.
Longtime AAMI partner and collaborator and supporter, and great to see them again.
Yes, no, we're appreciative of them always exhibiting, sponsoring,
Absolutely.
and being here. So.
Absolutely. So thank you, Philips. And now we have our next guest here with us. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
So take a moment and introduce yourself to our audience, because I think this is your first time on the show.
Yes, this is my first time on the show and at AAMI. So I'm Taylor Porter. I'm the Medical Device Security Analyst at Health ISAC.
Very good.
Awesome. Do you want to tell our audience a little bit about what Health ISAC is for folks that may not know?
Yes, of course. So Health ISAC is a information sharing analysis center. We're a big community of both medical device manufacturers, MDMs, and healthcare delivery organizations, but we also support the other parts of health sector like pharma, med tech, even academia, just anything within the health sector. And we just really want to promote business resiliency as well. We look at both any type of threat, whether that's cyber or physical. We also go into a little bit of geopolitical topics, strategic intelligence, just anything like that.
Well, you guys just did an amazing webinar for HTM Week.
Yes.
And you were fabulous on there, by the way. I was riveted by all of the information that you guys shared. So one thing, I just want to talk about our collaboration. So obviously AAMI and Health ISAC work together for your annual health threat survey. And you just want to, from a high level, just say what that is?
So for our annual report, we come out with a survey, and we want to target both our HGO group and our MDMs, and we just kind of want to understand what threats organizations are seeing and how they're responding to them and what they are looking forward to the next year.
Absolutely, and we help you promote that survey every year. So as a thank you, you guys always do a webinar that looks at those results. So thank you for doing that. And if folks missed that, that is on demand on the AAMI website, and you can see all the results of that survey there. So one of the things, though, you're a part of the webinar I thought was very interesting. Since you're an analyst and you look at all the threats, let's talk about the threats and the crime, the cyber crime that you guys fight out there. Can you talk about some examples?
Yeah, of course. So with Health ISAC, we do takedowns. We partner with a lot of different organizations, such as Microsoft, and we kind of go to court to represent the health sector as a whole, because a lot of these organizations, they can't really go to court by themselves to be like, hey, this is a huge threat. So one of the threats that we tackled was Typhoon 2FA, sorry. But so that was a phishing as a service group. And we found over 100 of our members were affected by it, so we went to court, we represented the health sector, and as a result, we were able to take down that group. And another example of that would be,
I was going to say, can you talk a little bit about what they were doing for the audience? You know, when you say phishing, like what were they doing to the hospitals?
So phishing as a service typically targets like help desk personnel, whether that's like a link, or even sometimes they'll impersonate like a CEO or someone higher up within that organization to be like, hey, click on this link, or can you give me your information, whether that's PII, PHI, personally identifiable information, or personally protected health information.
Oh yeah, we get that. I get emails from Robert all the time asking to send him gift cards.
Oh, come on. But those are real. Those are actually, that's for me. I wish you'd respond. No.
We need to make sure that we're not clicking any malicious links, and I know they look very enticing.
Yeah, they've gotten really good. And with AI now, they have really gotten good.
Especially because a lot of those times they come from other countries where English isn't their first language, but now utilizing AI, they're able to mimic our language a little bit better, so that way there's not those little random typos that normally you would see in those phishing responses to be like, oh, this isn't real.
And they seem to be able to gather a lot more data to personalize those messages as well. I've gotten some that were so targeted, And most of it was publicly available either from my LinkedIn or some other public activity, but they stitch them together in a way that it's very hard to detect.
Yes. Very
you're
hard.
being phished. So.
Which is a good thing that a lot of organizations have those phishing tests to make sure that they're training their employees to make sure they're not pressing on something they shouldn't.
Right.
All right, so you took down Typhoon. What else did you take down this year?
We also took down Raccoon. With that effort, we did it with Microsoft with their, I think it's called their DCU, Defense Crime Unit. And that resulted in the takedown of 338 websites, which is very good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
speak a little bit about that. Those are fake websites, I'm assuming, where people
Fake
put
websites.
their information in?
So Raccoon is more so of a ransomware group.
Okay.
So with that takedown, it can be a lot of like typo squatting, water hole, things like that.
Yeah. You live in a whole parallel world.
Yeah.
We're using these terms.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that? That sounds
Sorry.
dangerous.
That's how I felt listening to the webinar. I was like, wow, like Typhoon, Raccoon.
Scared to get on my computer
yeah,
again.
I was like, oh my goodness, I'm never going to surf the web again.
So what do we have? Some things upcoming that we're doing. So we'll do the survey again when that time rolls around. What else are we working on together?
Really just the health threat survey for now.
Okay.
But we were going to talk about how we can get together and kind of work more closely together with cybersecurity concerns from our members and bringing them forward.
Yeah.
But one other thing I wanted you to mention was the hiring scam out of.
Oh, yes.
This is great. Well,
So-
not great in a good way, but good, it's very interesting.
It is very interesting. So it's called DPRK. It's the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, or North Korea. So what they're doing is a lot of state-sponsored activity. So they'll have remote IT workers. They'll get interviewed and hired at these organizations. We specifically look at the health sector. So they're getting hired and they're funneling money back into their state to sponsor weapons programs and other things within their country. And it's getting even more sophisticated. They'll have like laptop farms here in the United States where it'll look like they're working within the United States, but that really it's being remoted back to North Korea. We're now seeing stand-in interviewees from other countries, such as like Saudi Arabia, I think Pakistan, and even South America, to just further trick these organizations into hiring them.
Oh, wow.
So it's definitely a big threat, and then it's not even just happening with the United States. We are now seeing them target other Western countries. So it's definitely a threat that we are continuously tracking month to month.
Wow.
And she was saying on the webinar, and correct me if I'm wrong, that because they're so knowledgeable in IT, these companies won't not hire them.
Yeah.
Because they know so much. So they ended up being hired. And now with AI, they're able to break that language barrier where they're actually interviewing someone where it's like, translating them on the spot, without an accent and stuff.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's wild.
Well, so how can folks learn more about your programs and your organization and all of these crazy threats that are out there?
Well, the good thing is with AAMI, as you guys do the survey, that helps funnel into our annual threat report. We have our annual threat report available on our website under reports, and our website is health-isac.org, so anyone can view it there. And then a lot of these organizations here today at AAMI are our members. They might not know it, so then they can connect into our services and our into our platforms to get more information.
All right, well, we will help you get the word out. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for being here, Taylor.
Don't be a stranger. I have a feeling
this
this isn't a problem that's going to end this year, so we'll see you again next year.
Yes. Thank you for all you do to fight this good cybercrime out there.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's scary. I heard some terms I hadn't even heard before, and I thought I was pretty hip.
Yeah.
What was it? Water hole? What was that?
Yeah, water hole, typhoon, raccoon.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff.
It almost sounds cute. Some of it.
I know it's very
not cute.
hidden. Yeah. I felt very uninformed as she was talking through it on the webinar because I was like, oh my God, like raccoon.
Yeah, I had no idea. And,
yeah.
and by the way, I wish you would send me some gift cards. So, all right, what's next on our schedule?
Let's see. So we have USOC, who is a longtime sponsor.
Yes,
they have great shirts. If you want a shirt, go up to the.
I was going to say that.
Yeah,
they have the best shirts.
Yeah,
they do.
absolutely.
They always have the best shirts. All right, so we have an in-booth with them?
We have an in-booth with them.
All right, well, let's
right
take a look. Maybe we'll see the shirts.
We're live at AAMI Exchange 2026 in Denver, Colorado. Who are we here with today?
I am Amy Hobbs. I'm the VP of Sales and Customer Experience with USOC Medical.
And I'm Mariah, and Colorado is my territory.
Great. Now guys, you come to AAMI every year. What is so exciting to you about coming to AAMI Exchange?
I would say meeting new people, seeing old people, it's always great to, reconnect with them get opportunities to get new business.
Right. Now USOC is always doing something in this HTM industry. What is one of y'all new initiatives for 2026?
So at the end of 2025, beginning of 2026, we really started putting a lot of different field reps into different territories, do a lot more pickups this year, but really concentrating in areas that we feel that it was really needed. And people were asking a lot about what we could do to help them, and that was just one thing that we could do to save time for the biomeds. We come in, we grab the equipment, we're sending it out for you, and then, by then it's coming back to them in no time at all. So it was one thing that we could really do to help everybody out.
Right. Okay, guys, enjoy the rest of the show. Great talking with you as always.
Thanks, everyone.
Fantastic. Well, we didn't see the shirts, but we learned a lot more about all the great stuff they do.
Yes, and we love our friends at USOC.
And they have been a long-term exhibitor here at AAMI and partnered at AAMI, and it's good to see.
And I just want to give them a shout out because they sponsor almost every event I go to. They sponsor something.
Right.
They are just so giving back to the community. So thanks to USOC for all they do for the greater
Thank you guys
HTM
very
community.
much. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
in the spirit of thanking people,
there you go. Let's
we have
do
some friends here next to us that are volunteered to do technical training here
all
at
right,
AAMI
let's
Exchange.
talk about that. Welcome,
let's
guys.
welcome. Why don't you both introduce yourselves and where you're from?
Yeah, I'm Jamie Spraggis, flew biomedical, and I live in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm Mike Hayward, Samsung Healthcare, just north of Boston, Massachusetts. Thanks for having us.
Fantastic.
First and foremost, thank you guys for volunteering your staff, your time, bringing equipment to do technical training here at Exchange. One of our strategic goals is to make sure that everyone in HTM feels like they have a place here at Exchange, including the BMETs, folks that want cross training or might be here and not have access to training otherwise. So why, when we emailed you and asked you guys to do this, you guys didn't even blink. You're like, yes, I'm in. And tell me why. Like, why do you feel this is so important?
Why not?
Yes.
Right? So, when you talk about technical training, what comes to mind is competency.
Yep.
Right? When you talk about the biomed and all of our regulatory, we want to talk about all your biomed's competency. And I started in 2001 where there wasn't a whole lot of technical training, right? You got what you got from your peers. So we finished up a workshop this morning, and it was just really, really good. So, technical training is big on my part. Pass it to you, see what you think about it.
It's huge for us because we want our team to take the approach of we're part of the healthcare delivery plan. Mm-hmm. And if we limit people's ability to fix equipment, we're delaying patient care. So our philosophy is we're going to train to the same level as our team across the industry. So we don't come up with the screen that sort of prohibits the biomeds from completing the repair and driving up.
And that's great.
And I'm sorry, here's the only the only form of training I'm good at.
Yeah, there we
Get that
go.
mic in front
There
of
we
you
go.
so we can hear you.
But so let's talk. So you trained in portable X-ray today, right? You want to talk a little bit about what you trained in, and because you demoed it for me on the Nesky floor. I got to push it around, and it was great.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we did a very basic introductory training that showed the key components of the machine and quick troubleshooting guides provided to the people who attended. And it was to sort of gauge their interests. A lot of them have the product and have not been to full training. And for us, it was a pleasure to be part of it because we learned more from them maybe than they did for us. So we really enjoyed it.
And that's really been a theme. And you know what I love is whenever we talk about Samsung, they're like, Samsung makes equipment? Like, I feel,
We're known as the television company and the phone company.
Right.
But we're the largest manufacturer.
You
of
are,
lithium-ion
and
batteries.
it's crazy. People don't realize that. We were giving a tour to our keynote speaker at VA Providence. Same thing. We're walking by. There was the Samsung portable in VA Providence, and he goes, "I didn't realize Samsung. I thought they only made televisions." And I was like, "Well, I'm glad you took this tour because you learned something today, right?"
Yeah, and that comes with some great challenges along the way. Samsung is very cognizant of the brand.
Yes.
Right. So, and that's another reason why we want to train is brand identity is important to us.
Agreed. So let's talk about your specific training that you did this morning too.
Yeah. So we did a training where we brought in our workflow automation software along with all the portfolio of our products, right? So the buzzword is workflow automation. So what we did is we brought everybody together and kind of showed them what a standardized test instrumentation program would look like, right? So we brought everybody in, and one of the things that we hear when we talk about our 1QA automation software is how hard is it to build procedures. I'm scared of doing that. So we started with our class, and we rotated, and everybody was building procedures, sharing procedures, and testing, just right, easy, fast, done. And we got a chance to kind of watch everybody and take note of like, is this really easy for everybody? So yeah, we had the entire portfolio of our products for Fluke Biomedical, and we got everybody passing around, and we could see, we could see that look in their eye, because if they love test instrumentation as much as we do, we just had a big time. And so, like I said, just the buzzword is automation workflow software. And so just got everybody to take a chance to play with it and build procedures. It was super cool.
Yeah, and it is almost, I've been on your side of the table, not in devices, but in software. It's like a feedback session for you. When you see where the students are having challenges or what's easy or what's not, helps you improve what you do.
100%. I mean, and if we don't listen and keep delivering the same training program, we're never going to improve.
Right.
And quite honestly, they're the ones in the field in front of the equipment more often than I am, right?
No
So I love the feedback. It was a great session.
Yeah,
it's great.
That seems to be a reoccurring theme, is listening, right? And having training programs that are robust but are able to pivot, and that they kind of grow along with the industry. So with that, I would love to hear both your opinions. What do you think the future of HTM training is going to look like? Like, how are you guys planning for the future at your organizations to, with AI and
that's a great
technological
question.
revolution?
So we have a couple segments within our business, and we're starting to mirror our mobile CT training program, where we're doing a lot of virtual around the world. Quick story, I don't want to sidetrack the conversation, but there was a hospital in Ukraine that was hit by a bomb that had our mobile CT in it. We couldn't get somebody in there. We couldn't, we had to ship parts through Poland, but we just developed a program. It wasn't AI, but we sent them a set of cameras, and our team worked with them, and we trained their biomeds virtually and got the system up and running. It was really something we were proud of.
Amazing.
And you should be. That's just so philanthropic, too, to make that work.
Yeah, I think, I don't know what your thought is, but our training is going to grow with the industry. We'll let the industry dictate what it looks like at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with Fluke Biomedical and Fortive Health Solutions, Kaizen is the way of life for us. So we're always looking to embrace the red, right? And so when we talk about training, one of the things we talk about is listening.
Yeah.
When we conduct training with our biomeds and our ISOs and our manufacturers, we're always looking for that feedback so we can improve our training, right? We don't want to keep training in a sector that's not working, right? So we're always looking to get feedback to improve our workflow automation, to improve our hardware, right? No matter what it is. So again, every training for us is just as valuable for us as it is for the biomed and the end user, right?
Well, here's some good news. I'll give a little preview here. We're going to be upgrading our AAMI facilities in Arlington, and there might be an augmented training capability that's a part of that, surround cameras and whatnot. So we'll share more of that as it comes along, but maybe we could do a lot more together there.
That would be amazing.
That's right up my alley.
There you go. I knew you'd like that, but don't tell anyone. It's a secret. It's a secret.
Stays here.
But I think part of our mission really is to I think part of being a leader in the industry is leaving the industry better than you found it, leaving your legacy, passing on information. And again, I was so proud when you guys didn't even think twice to say, hey, we got to do this. We want to be involved. We want to help. Because there is, when you think of like this mass exodus of technicians, and eventually that'll all be us too, it's not just the body, it's that historical knowledge. And we need to make sure that, the more senior the person, the more knowledge they have, all the tips and tricks, So, what else, why else do you guys come to Exchange?
Well, for me, I say this all the time. I started in 2001. If AAMI would have been there, would have been like 4 of us around a little table, right? Like, hey, I've got this one thing and I've got this one thing. I mean, just to see it grow to this, right? What an incredible sight for the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many parts distributors and manufacturers. I mean, there's just so much going on right now. Right. It is beautiful to see.
We have 170 vendors here, and we have the best attendance post-COVID for body. So hopefully your booths are getting great
amazing.
traffic.
It's been wonderful. Yeah, it's been a great show. And I echo what you said and what I said earlier. We want to learn from the community. Yeah. I think they give back to us more than we give back to them.
That's right. That's
fantastic.
Right.
Well, thank you both for being here. We appreciate you giving to us your time by being here. We appreciate the technical training that you did, and hopefully we'll see you in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. We'll be there. We look forward to it.
And just a shout out to Samsung and Fluke. Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you all very much.
Biomet
Thank you
for
so
life,
much.
right?
Yes.
I love it.
Thanks, guys.
That's always so much fun. I love it when we
You guys were great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for doing the training. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Well, since you're in Massachusetts, I'll just come find you.
Hey, you're always welcome. You know that.
Yes.
And we're still on camera,
yeah,
right? Yeah, you're like, we're not rolling the tape yet. You're talking about emails, but that's good. You're always working to get the next thing going. And I love having these guys on because the folks that are doing that training with folks that are on the front lines have so much energy in this space.
Agreed.
Like HTM folks are like the most energetic people, so it's always fun for me.
And I think what's like everyone is so, look at their smiles, their passion. Don't you feel invigorated?
I do. I absolutely do.
And I do want to give a shout out for our technical training track.
Yeah.
We're always looking for people to provide technical training. If you're listening and you're a vendor, we would love to have you provide technical training at our show in the future here. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hear it's a two-way street, beneficial in both directions. So I know we've got another booth visit. Who's next?
We have Uptime Services.
Oh,
yes.
Wonderful. Let's take a look. Dental.
Hey, nice to see you guys here.
Good to see you again, Russ. Darren, how are you?
It's great to see you.
So we made it. We're here together in the Dental Pavilion, sponsored by Uptime Services. So glad to have you here.
Yep. We're thrilled to be here.
Absolutely. So let's tell folks a little bit about what's going on here, what we're doing.
Yeah, definitely. So it all started way back when, two, 3 years ago. Actually, Dr. Monty Gonzalez connected us, and you all came to one of our annual summits for the Dental Fix and Uptime Services Summit. And
you never got rid of us.
You guys, right. It's hard to shake. No, it just felt like so right for us to see where something could go together, because as we all know, dental is part of healthcare. And yet it's lived on its own island and silo.
Yeah.
And it's like, why not bring these groups together? You guys have built an amazing culture, amazing meeting, amazing relationships with vendors and HTM professionals, everything. So it's like, why not come together? And we were able to bring it together this year. So this is the inaugural year. And we couldn't be more excited.
And we have 16 vendors here in the Dental Pavilion, sponsored by you all. Thank you for sponsoring it. And a whole slew of technical training. There's 6 dental technical trainings going on throughout the weekend. I mean, the buy-in for this has just been phenomenal. And hopefully in years to come, we're just going to continue to scale and grow it and get more dental attendees. And you have your stage over there as well.
Absolutely.
Yes, education all day long.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I met you, you've been doing this for years. So talk a little bit about the history of the show and how long it had been going on for.
Yeah, so this started with Dental Fix. It's a franchise, mobile dental equipment repair business. And it started actually in 2009. But in 2011, we held our first summit. And it was always supposed to be about education. And kind of the cool thing about this is we've been trying to educate biomeds on dental, but this is an opportunity for our dental also to get educated on biomedical.
Right.
Yes.
And so it's a great learning experience, a great way to grow, but the educational aspect is what we focused on, and that's what we loved about AAMI, is that you guys really focus on it, you provide a lot of support, and we're really excited to be a part of it.
We are too.
We're so excited to have you. And I think our reach goes far beyond just the event, right? We do our standards, education, certification. So I think there's so much we can offer to the dental community.
Right, it's not just bringing the two shows together, it's bringing the two communities together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we've really kind of operated like separate silos, separate conversations, separate this, and now, like, we're going to level up. Right, and honestly, like the professionalism, access to education, access to standards, access to different things that you all do that really, I mean, they live in the dental world, but probably not at the level that they could or should. Right. And as we're seeing like more and more of a medical dental integration, whether it be in community health clinics, Indian health services, all the above, we're seeing like in the dental space, some certain DSOs are starting to incorporate medical into their dental practices because the reality is, from a frequency of visits, people go to see the dentist more often than they go to see their.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
So as technology continues to evolve, they're going to be able to catch things earlier through, and then be able to refer to the appropriate physician or whomever they need to go to. So I think the whole integration is going to work extremely well. And I feel like very proud to work with you all. That
Yes,
we're on the
absolutely.
forefront
The
of it.
honors
We
are,
are too.
yes, really.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, thank you guys again
Yeah,
for being
thank
here,
you.
for all your
Thank
support,
you.
and here's to many successful years to come in the
Absolutely.
Dental Pavilion.
Yes.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
can I get a tooth?
Yeah.
You may have a
There we
tooth.
go. Look
If
at
you need more than one.
great.
Well,
Yes.
that's probably what I'll end up with, one.
Yeah. Thank you, Ross.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
It's so great. The Dental Pavilion has been such a big hit this year.
It has. I
Yeah.
mean, 16 vendors for our first year is a pretty good success.
That is.
We feel so grateful for all the vendors that, gave this a shot. They've never been to Exchange, and just being here to be
Yeah.
part of this first
And
inaugural
the
Dental
interest, the
Pavilion.
excitement, it's been fantastic. I think the thing that warmed my heart the most is when the Dental Pavilion and making the dental community part of our larger HTM community
Yeah.
was mentioned on the main stage. The audience broke out in applause.
I know.
And they almost never do that in the
They
middle of
don't.
a
No.
so
I think
it's
it was the right decision
Yeah.
strategically, and just really to help that community.
Yeah.
Because again, we're so much more than an event.
Yeah.
It's through our standards,
right.
our
It's
education,
Exchange
and
plus the
certification.
community.
They
Yeah.
get it all,
Yeah.
and we'll be better able to support them, and hopefully they love their new home here.
And we had a theory that the interest would go both ways, both the traditional mainline HTM folks being interested in dental and the dental folks being interested in
Yes.
the other part, and that was true.
Yes.
We've seen so much crossover already, so very excited about that. And speaking of building bridges, we have a first this year that we're very, very excited about, and that is our friends JSMI,
Yes.
our longtime collaborators with AAMI, and for the first time we have an awardee in a particular category from that community. So let's welcome our guest.
Yes, our BMET of the Year.
BMET of the Year. Welcome.
ようこそって言ってます。
今日はお招きいただきありがとうございま
Yes,
す。
thank you for inviting us to this podcast is what he's saying right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you would, please introduce yourself.
できれば自己紹介をお願いいたしますと。
私は日本の臨床工学技師で今はレッドクロスの病院で働いています。
Hello, my name is Jun Yoshioka, and I am a Japanese clinical engineer, and I currently work at the Sendai Red Cross Hospital.
Oh, fantastic.
Great.
And congratulations on being the BMET of the Year here at AAMI. We're very pleased that you're here. So we'd like to ask you the same questions we always like to ask of folks in this role. And first is, how did you come to get into this field? How did you start?
まず賞受賞おめでとうございます。でここでここのポッドキャストのいつもの質問としてどうしてこの医療現場に入ってきたんですかとその理由を教えてくれると嬉しいです。
私の両親が共に医療従事者で小さい時から親の姿を働く姿を見てきて僕も患者を助けたいと小さい頃から思ってました。
So both of my parents work at the health environment, or they were both in the hospital. So as a childhood, looking at the parents' back, I eventually wanted to work in the hospital like them as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Great. And so you have your CBET, right? Certified. Why don't you talk about some of the major accomplishments in your career?
So, CBET なのでそのライセンスの持ってる臨床工学技師なのであなたのその功績を紹介してくれると嬉しいです。
私は30年前に免許を取って、私立国立の大学病院でまず20年働いてました。
So, sorry. もう一回言ってくれると嬉しいです。
20年間国立の大学病院で臨床工学技師として機器の操作と管理をしてました。
So I work at the Universal Hospital for 20 years, controlling, maneuvering medical devices.
Very good, very good.
そしてその後に次世代の教育をしたくて大学の教員になりまして若い臨床工学技師を今は育てています。
And after that, I got interested in education, so I became a teacher.
Oh.
And teaching next generation clinical engineers.
Oh, fantastic.
Very nice.
And that has been something we've talked a lot about here on the show today, educating the next generation. You're a successful clinical engineer. What advice would you offer to the next generation in order for them to be successful?
やっぱりこの研究というか教育っていうのがこのポッドキャストのよく中心のテーマなので、そのあなたのアドバイスとしてその次世代の臨床工学技士にアドバイスはありませんかと言ってます。
私もその教育の大学病院にいたので、教授からたくさんの研究をしろと言われて、多くの発表とまず論文をたくさん書いてきました。
それはアドバイス。So
途中でまず止めたので。
了解です。So he used to also study at the Universal Hospital, and his professor did always talk to him to the importance of doing research and publishing their work. And
なので自分の病院でいいことをしたことを必ず発表して、それを世間に広げていくっていうのがこれからとても大事になってくると。
So from that experience, I want to advise everybody, or like all the clinical engineers, if they work at their own hospital, they need to they should record what they have done and should always publish that work and spread that information out to the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
The
great.
sharing
That's
best
great.
practices.
So how excited are you here to be at AAMI Exchange? Have you been enjoying the show? And what is your favorite part of the show right now?
今 AAMI 来てるんですけど、楽しんでおりますかと。それとここで一番楽しめたイベントはどれですかと。
やはりキーノートがとても楽しくて、違う分野の人の話を聞くのがとても自分の今後のキャリアのブラッシュアップができると思って楽しく聞いてます。
The thing I most enjoy would be the keynote talk, where listening to story from a different career would help me increase my insight and also brush up my further career.
Very good, very good. Well, we are grateful that you're here, and we hope to have you here many more times in the future, and to also come see you in your home. So congratulations again, and thank you.
Thank you for being here.
ここに来て本当にありがとうございましたと。また来年もまた来てくれるととっても嬉しいですと。最後にまた受賞おめでとうございますと。
はい、本当にありがとうございます。今回で10回目の AAMI 参加なんですが、また今後も必ず参加していきます。
Thank you so much. And this is my, he said, this is my 10th time to attend to the AAMI meeting, and so he wants to continue this trend. And, yes.
Well, thank you for your support and congratulations again.
Yeah, congratulations and thank you for being here.
でまたここにお越しいただきありがとうございましたと。
Thank you very much.
Oh, actually, I caught a word. Arigato.
There we go.
I understood a
there
word.
We go. I heard that too. There we go.
Thank you so much for translating for us. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was such a great experience.
Yeah, and have you enjoyed being here?
Yes.
Of course, you're in the field as well. So we're glad to have you here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for people watching, when we met June at the board dinner on Thursday night, he had told us that he watches our show and really enjoyed it and had always wanted to be on our show. So we're so honored to have you as a guest.
Have a guest like you.
That wanted to be on our show. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. Wow, that is cool.
Yes.
And I did catch one word, but only one word. Yeah. So that's our last guest.
Yes, but we have one more in-booth interview.
I know, but not only for the day is that our last guest. It was a strong finish, a very, very good finish.
It
but
was.
Now we're done for the whole weekend.
I mean, I can't believe this is done. It flew by. Another year.
I know.
That we've done this. Year 5.
I can't believe it. Well, it's been a lot of fun being here in the booth with you. I want to say thank you again to GE Healthcare for sponsoring this, as they always have. And we're going to go to the last video.
And then we'll come and say goodbye.
I thought I was saying goodbye right now.
That's I said this.
All right,
Gonna
fine.
count that out.
Let's look at one more tape, and then we will say goodbye.
Yes, so we're going to cut over to one of our big sponsors, TriMedics, in their booth.
All right, let's go. Hey guys, so we are here at the booth of longtime exhibitor and AAMI partner TriMedics. Thanks for being here. It's great to see you again. And tell me, why do you come to AAMI Exchange? What excites you about it?
We love to visit everybody here. We love to tell them about TriMedics, the amazing people we have, the initiatives that we have that I think is unique to the industry. A couple of the unique things that we bring is virtual reality training. So this allows our technicians to do training hands-on virtually without ever leaving the sites or their families. It's been very unique.
And do you do that everywhere across the United States?
We do, yes. So the techs, I've talked to several of them. They absolutely love it. They've got biomed training, imaging training. We've got up to 20 trainings now.
That's super neat. I think it's really cool that you can bring training to them with, fiscal budgets being really tight everywhere. It's really an option to really keep your technicians up to date, current, and actually train the next generation to have that staffing support.
Absolutely. And legitimately, people just don't want to leave. They are not ready to leave their families. They're not ready to leave their sites. They like the concept of getting the training, which is something we all want, without ever leaving.
Absolutely. So with that, I think it's a great segue. So what is one thing you guys, or Amy, what's one thing that you're most excited to show off here at Exchange?
TriMedics, we're always innovating, but we're very excited for this particular AAMI to unveil our technician agent, which is powered by TriMedics AIQ. And this is really cool because it resides within our CMMS. So the system that our technicians do work in every single day. They're doing their notes, they're ordering their parts. So they can stay in that system and they basically have a virtual assistant at their fingertips that is going to help them do their jobs. So and if they're at a site that has our RTLS solution, GeoSense, they're ready to go out, do a PM on a device, they could ask that technician agent, hey, where is this device located in the facility? It'll tell them where it's at. They go out to it. They can have some back and forth conversation with the agent on what they should be doing for the PM. And if there's like an error code that pops up during the PM, they can ask it, what does this error code mean? It'll tell them how to repair it. So it saves a lot of time for our technicians. They've been spending a lot of time doing searching for these devices, for this information. Now it's at their fingertips, ready to have. So less time searching, more time doing.
Does it even tell you what potential part you may need so they don't have to go back to the shop after they've diagnosed it? That's super cool.
Don't take my word for it. Come check it out. We've got some demos here at the booth. So we're happy to answer any questions.
This is already in the field now.
This is rolling out soon, so we're debuting it here at AAMI.
Oh, fantastic. We love new things at AAMI. So
yes, well, we're honored to have you show off new stuff here.
Very excited.
So thank you. Thank you guys for exhibiting, being members, and for all your support of AAMI.
All right.
Enjoy the show.
Back to you, Robert, Danielle.
You like how I did that? Back to you, Robert.
I know, that's a great way to end.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always looking for something. You got to throw a little something in there. So, no, it's so great to see them again. They're always such big supporters of the community, of AAMI, and just constantly rolling out new and innovative products and solutions like they were talking about there. So, thank you very much. So now, we're really going to wrap up. And
I
we're
know.
Done. Yeah, this is it.
This is it.
We should talk about next year, though. We're going to be in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
Right? 2027. Hard to believe.
I can't believe we're already up to 2027.
And very soon, we're already going to be opening calls for submissions for speaking.
Yeah, so one of the big things I think people misunderstand is we do our call for submissions really, really early.
Right.
So in August, we will put a call out for proposals in 2027. So please make sure that you guys are on the lookout for that. Because once we close it, we go through a whole process of how we select them, and it's hard. We really can't add anyone in after the fact.
Right,
so
right. We always get those folks coming at the last minute, oh, I'd love to speak.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, we do it 8 months earlier. You know, it's a big event. We have 80 concurrent sessions, so there's a lot of planning that goes into scheduling that, and people need to know if they need to travel. So, you know, we basically have the agenda locked in by December. So by this December coming up, our agenda for Fort Lauderdale and June 2027 will be done.
Right, so people need to look out for that call for submissions.
Yes.
We're going to be doing the Dental Pavilion again.
Yes, it'll be back.
Back and even bigger because it was a big hit this year. And I'm sure there'll be a whole slew of new things next year that people will want to come and see.
We'll have our show again. People can watch us again.
There you go, And if you want to be on the show, reach out.
Yeah, we always love new, interesting folks with topics. You know, I think a big trend here was growing the field, listening, AI, cybersecurity, and really educating that next generation. And then, you know, I like the technological revolution, getting ready for how we're going to adapt and embrace that change.
Yeah, absolutely. Home is a healthcare hub and connected health and all the things that are happening. A lot is going to happen between now and this time next year. It'll be interesting to see what those things are.
And we'll also be working with the Florida Biomed Society,
That's
FBS.
Right. And
they'll be the home
very
association.
active.
They're very active, so we're looking forward for them to being our home host association.
Good.
We'll be doing things with them while we're there in Fort Lauderdale.
Good.
And yeah, we're just going to continue to grow and scale. And
all right, so I don't want to put you on the spot. Did we know the exact, I mean, I know we know the exact dates, but do you remember off the top of your head?
it's like June 7th through the 10th or 9th. It's
all right, that wasn't
I might
solid
have
enough.
just
So
made
here's
it
what we're
up,
going to do.
yes.
In post, they'll put it right there on the screen. It'll be beautiful.
There you
So,
go.
There you go.
Yes,
All
but
right.
it's not in May next year.
Well, thanks. Yeah, yeah.
For
Not
sure.
not quite as early. Back to
quite
where
as
it normally
early.
is. Yeah. Well, Danielle, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And do you want to get that selfie now?
Absolutely.
Do it. All right.
And before we close out, I just want to sincerely thank, again, all of our sponsors, all of our vendors, all of our presenters, everyone that was a part of this, because it really takes an army to make this come to life, even our AAMI staff, you included.
Glad to be here.
You know, so thank you to everyone who supports our event. We can't do it without you, and hopefully we'll see you all in Fort Lauderdale next year.
There you go.
Now we can take a selfie.
All right, smile, and they can fade to black
There you
while we're
go.
doing this. All right, hang on.